saving money can actually keep you broke. If you feel anxious every time you spend, overthink every purchase, and still feel like it's never enough, this is why. You say no to opportunities. You play it safe. You protect every dollar, but your income never really grows. That's not discipline. That's fear disguised as responsibility. And here's the truth most people ignore. Oversaving can cost you more than overspending in time, energy, and missed income. Once you see this pattern, everything changes. You stop managing money out of stress and start using it to create real security. Stay with me. Because the first shift is the one that keeps people stuck for years, and almost no one realizes it. You think you have a money problem, but if you're being real, it's a safety problem. You save because it makes you feel in control, like you're building a shield against uncertainty. In financial psychology, this shows up all the time. People chase emotional security, not just numbers. It's not really about personal finance, it's about how safe you feel when life gets unpredictable. And yeah, most finance tips don't talk about that part. So instead of asking how to make money, you start asking a better question. What am I actually afraid of? Is it losing everything? Not having stability? Being judged by others? Write it down, no filter. When you put fear into words, it stops being this vague cloud and becomes something you can actually deal with. Think about the pursuit of happiness. It wasn't just about money, it was about survival and stability. Here's where it gets interesting. Once you name the fear, the pressure to oversave starts to fade a bit. Your habits shift because now you see what's really driving your decisions. You're not just stacking money blindly anymore, you're building awareness. That's the foundation of a real money mindset, not just reacting out of fear but responding with clarity. And when you finally see that clearly, you realize something uncomfortable. Sometimes saving isn't helping you move forward, it's holding you back. That's where things start to flip, because what feels like discipline might actually be avoidance. And once you notice that pattern, you won't be able to unsee it, which leads straight into the next shift. You tell yourself you're being disciplined, but sometimes, you're just playing defense. You delay experiences, skip opportunities, and hold back on growth, all in the name of saving. It feels responsible, sure, but in personal finance, staying stuck is still losing. Real financial education teaches you that money habits should move your life forward, not keep you frozen in place. Think about it like The Office, when Jim keeps waiting for the perfect moment to act. Nothing really changes until he actually takes a risk. Same thing here, if you keep postponing everything just to feel safe, you're not building a life, you're just maintaining one. And deep down, you know that's not what you want when you think about how to make money and actually enjoy it. So here's a simple shift. Set one allowed expense per week that genuinely improves your life. Not random spending, intentional. Maybe it's a course on financial psychology, a networking event, or even a gym membership that boosts your energy. These aren't costs, they're investments. Over time, these small decisions reshape your habits and expand your perspective on personal finance. And the crazy part? When you start doing this, your brain begins to relax. You stop seeing money as something to hoard and start seeing it as a tool. That shift changes everything, but it also reveals a deeper truth most people ignore, because what you're not spending might actually be costing you way more than you think. And once you see that, you can't ignore what comes next. You think saving everything is the smart move, but here's the truth, never spending has a cost, and it's not small. You lose time, miss opportunities, and slowly disconnect from experiences that actually build a better life. In personal finance, money that never moves can quietly limit your growth. It's one of those financial psychology traps that feels safe but keeps you stuck. Look at Friends, where Joey spends years chasing acting gigs without investing in real training or connections. Talent alone wasn't enough, growth required action and investment. Same with you. If you avoid spending on skills, health, or relationships, you're delaying the very things that could multiply your income. That's not smart saving, that's expensive hesitation. So here's the move. Pick one area, health, skills, or network, and invest in it every single month. That could mean a $50 online course on high-income skills, a gym plan that boosts your energy, or attending local business events. These are real finance tips that compound over time. One new skill could increase your income by 20 to 30% within a year if applied consistently. Wealth doesn't grow just because you save. It grows when money moves with intention. And once you start seeing that, another problem shows up. Because even if you start investing in yourself, without a clear target, your brain will keep moving the finish line. And that's where most people lose the game without even realizing it, which leads to the next shift. You can keep saving forever and still feel broke. That's the trap. Without a clear target, your brain keeps moving the goalpost, telling you it's never enough. In financial psychology, this is called the moving baseline effect, and it wrecks your money mindset over time. You're not lacking discipline, you're lacking a defined finish line in your personal finance strategy. So here's the fix: define your enough number. Start simple, calculate 6 to 12 months of your essential expenses. If you spend $2,000 a month, your safety number is $12,000 to $24,000. That's your real baseline, not some vague idea of more money. This is one of those finance tips that instantly gives your brain structure and reduces anxiety. Think about Iron Man, when Tony Stark stops reacting blindly and starts building with intention. He doesn't just keep stacking suits, he builds systems with purpose. Same thing here. Once you hit your number, your focus shifts from just saving to actually building wealth, investing, learning how to make money, and creating new income streams. And here's where it clicks: if you don't define enough, you'll never feel safe, no matter how much you have. But once you do, something changes. You finally give yourself permission to move forward. And that opens the door to a deeper shift, because discipline alone isn't enough. You need direction. And that's exactly where this gets interesting next. You've been told discipline is everything, but discipline without direction just turns into restriction. You track every dollar, cut every expense, and still feel stuck. That's not progress, that's pressure. In financial psychology, this is where people burn out, because their money habits are driven by fear, not intention. Real personal finance isn't just about control, it's about using money with purpose. So here's a smarter framework: split your money into 3 categories: security, growth, and enjoyment. Security covers your savings and safety net. Growth is where you invest in skills or assets, and enjoyment is where you actually live your life. This balance rewires your money mindset, because now every dollar has a job. It's one of those finance tips that instantly reduces guilt around spending. Think about Spider-Man: Homecoming, where Peter has to learn balance. He can't just be the hero or just be a regular kid, he has to manage both. Same with money. If you only focus on saving, you miss life. If you only spend, you lose stability. But when you balance all 3, you create a system that supports both your present and your future. And once you start using money this way, something surprising happens: you stop fearing spending as much. But there's still one problem left, because knowing this isn't enough, your brain still needs proof that spending won't hurt you. And that's where the next step flips everything in a way most people never try. You don't break scarcity thinking by saving more, you break it by spending with intention. That sounds backwards, but it's how your brain rewires. In financial psychology, exposure reduces fear, and right now, your habits are built around avoiding that exposure. If you want a stronger money mindset, you need controlled reps, not more restriction. So start small, no pressure. Pick something valuable, like a $30 book on personal finance, a $50 online class, or even a dinner that strengthens a real relationship. Spend it on purpose, then observe your reaction. Notice how nothing collapses, nothing breaks. These are real finance tips that train your brain to stop associating spending with danger. Think about Rocky, where progress didn't come from one big fight, it came from small, consistent reps. Same thing here. Each intentional expense is like a rep for your mindset, proving that money leaving your account doesn't mean loss, it can mean growth. Over time, this shifts how you see how to make money, because you're no longer operating from fear. And once your brain starts to feel that control, something deeper comes up. Because even after all this, there's still a layer most people ignore, the part that isn't just psychological, but spiritual. And if you don't address that, you'll keep chasing security in places that can't truly give it, which brings us to the final shift. You can build savings, stack accounts, follow every finance tip out there, and still feel anxious. That's because when money becomes your only source of security, pressure replaces peace. In financial psychology, this is the deepest layer, when your identity gets tied to your bank balance. And that's where even strong money habits start to work against you instead of for you. There's a powerful reminder in Matthew 6 verses 19 to 21, "Don't store up treasures only on earth, where everything can fade." The message isn't anti-money, it's about alignment. You're called to use money wisely, build your personal finance with intention, but not depend on it as your foundation. Because when trust is missing, no amount ever feels like enough. Think about the Lion King, when Simba tries to run from his past, thinking distance would solve everything. It didn't, clarity and purpose did. Same here. You can keep saving and avoiding risk, but until your mindset is grounded in something deeper, fear will keep showing up. True financial education includes understanding that money is a tool, not your source of peace. And when you finally balance wisdom with trust, something shifts. You stop chasing safety and start building a life with intention. That's when your money mindset becomes stable, not reactive. But here's the part most people miss. How do you actually put all of this together into a system that works in real life? That's exactly what you're about to see next. You started this feeling like saving more was the answer, like discipline alone would fix everything. But now you see it clearly, your relationship with money was never just about numbers, it was about safety, control, and fear. And the moment you shift that, your personal finance stops feeling heavy and starts working for you. So let me ask you, are you going to keep playing defense with your money, or are you finally ready to build something real? If this opened your eyes even a little, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss finance tips that can completely change how you think about money. Because this isn't just about how to make money, it's about building money habits and a money mindset that actually give you freedom. And the more you understand financial psychology, the faster you move from stuck to in control. Now, if you're serious about applying this in real life, there's something that can help you go deeper. The Material Holistic Health, Nourish Your Mind, Balance Your Finances, Transform Your Life shows you exactly how to create multiple income streams, eliminate debt step by step, and build mental clarity even under financial pressure. It breaks down how to structure your personal finance system so your money grows while your stress goes down. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. This is where things start to shift for real. Check out the material in the pinned comment.